exciting new. Yeah, I took. Hey everyone, welcome to Kristi and Kevin's happy hour. I'm here with my co-host because it couldn't possibly be a happy hour without Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing tonight?
Sensationally well. How are you?
You say that with so much authentic feeling.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I am absolutely jumping. It's
This is the British at their most excited, unless they're at a football match, and then they actually do jump up and down. But if they're
yeah,
sad,
then it
this is
becomes some genuinely tribal shit. But yeah,
a native
this is
English in his in
hopefully
surroundings, feeling really happy, and you can hear it in
hopefully
his
the
voice.
music from the wild party I'm at right now. Hopefully that isn't drowning me out.
Yes. So, welcome to the happy hour. We've got some stuff lined up, but we were also saying that life is really depressing, and maybe we'll talk about random stuff tonight. So, who knows where this is going to go? But before we came on air, I was just bragging about I had a gift certificate that somebody sent me, and it was good at the Amazon.co.uk. So it was about 70 or 80 euros. I got a handheld thing for my mobile phone with a mic with I think they're called a windsock, but they should really be called a Muppet because it looks like animal. It's just a fuzzy kind of thing you put on the mic to stop the wind from being picked up, and a
I'll be
LED
honest. It
light
it
and a
looked like
light.
it looked like a 60-year-old's overgrown muff. I'll be honest, is what it looked like to me.
Well, maybe a little, maybe like 50s, because there's still some dark in there as well as the gray. So it's not fully silver fox yet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
with that correction,
imagine
I'll take it. The muff.
recording on it is like going down on a 50-year-old woman. Is what I'm suggesting. Um,
I could
t-
make jokes about previews, but I'm not going to do that.
no, don't
What
don't
what
do, don't do that. That's disgraceful behaviour. How unprofessional. Anyway, yeah, but the reason I reacted the way I did just off air was because you said picture, and in fact you posted a video.
No, I posted a picture under the video. I posted the video using the kit, the bit of
Oh
kit.
well, that's not fair. You can't. You posted it as a comment.
Yeah, how else can I put a picture on a Facebook post?
Well, you could have posted it as a separate post, couldn't you?
I'm sorry to make you click. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have thought
Well,
about your level, that Sargon levels of laziness here.
how dare you? How dare you? I already explained that this week I spent looking up pictures of British concentration camps and shit. Lazy, how very dare you?
No, so yeah, actually, while we're on the subject, why don't you plug the latest video you've put up because you did put a lot of work into it.
I did. PragerU, or PragerFU is the series I do, where I say "fuck you" to Prager University, quote unquote university. Yeah, and it was about the British Empire, and it was fucking depressing, but it was good to debunk their lies. So yeah, go and check that out on my channel. It's a big orange fucking thumbnail, so you can't miss it.
And what were their big lies?
Well, they basically were suggesting that the British Empire was super awesome in every way, and it wasn't. Including, bizarrely, considering their kind of American boomer, fucking patriot dickheads, they were going on about how the British Empire was, so super duper awesome in America. To which I made a couple of I think quite funny jokes, about well, why did you do the whole Revolutionary War thing? Why did that happen if Britain was so fucking awesome in America? Exactly.
Yeah, then that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. But basically, they're trying to set up the idea that being empires and imperialism is awesome because they like to do, like so many conservative boomers do. They quite like America going into wars all around the world. So they were trying to set up the idea that imperialism was awesome, and it wasn't, and isn't.
And for Kevin's full breakdown, go over to his channel and check out the video.
Yeah, but content warning. Well, there's a content warning in the video anyway, so it doesn't matter. But content warning. Yeah, there's some harrowing images. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, Empire was not all about the railroads and Assam tea.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of death. A lot of death.
All right, how do we
And on
segue
that
out of that?
bombshell,
Yeah. How do we segue out of this?
um,
Oh, how
talking
about
about talking about actual death, let's talk about the metaphorical death of a Sargon of Akkad's event in London.
Oh yeah. So this is a little bit of the dramas that we promised in the title. And that's while we're here and as I'm setting this up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hello everyone. Kevin, I think it's okay to share that you actually received a message from Carl after he appeared on our show and was getting roasted for it, where he invited you on to
Yeah,
talk again. This is how he really likes you.
he
He
did.
really, really likes you, Kevin.
It's not just that he likes me; he fucking loves me. And apologies, I was eating a chocolate, thinking Kristi was going to talk for a minute, setting up this story. I didn't expect her to kick it back to me with, "Oh, Kev, do some talking for a bit," with a mouthful of chocolate. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he contacted me saying, it was a shame about the conversation. It would have been really nice to have a nice conversation. Do you want to get, you can come on my channel or I'll come on your channel anytime. And then, brilliantly, just to ram home what a misogynist prick he is, he went, yeah, and even Kristi can come if she likes.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, even you can bring your vagina if you wish. It's just Jesus fucking Christ, man. I didn't respond. I didn't bother.
It's just pathetic. It's so sad that he would message you. I still love you, Kevin. We're still friends, right?
He does. Oh my
You can even
God.
say you're better friend. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous of Kristi.
Well,
Maybe that's
I
why he
don't get it.
dislikes me. Because he's
Yeah,
jealous of me.
exactly. You're stealing his senpai. Absolutely. Yeah, but he's such a bizarre character. He's got such a big audience, and has like he's been on like Joe Rogan and stuff. Like he's been to reasonable platforms. So why the fuck would he care about little old me with 9,000 subscribers, no one's ever heard of, and yet he wants the KD so much. He wants a length of the Kev in him, which look, I'm flattered, but it's not happening, mate. And you're married, so which we will be returning to later, by the way.
Okay.
Just so everyone's.
We will.
Anyway,
okay.
now my mouth is empty and I can actually speak clearly. Take over, Kristi.
Yeah, so we were just laughing because Sargon's event was canceled because he's been, sort of linked to right-wing people and his content is pretty dodgy. And yeah, there was a big hue and cry that poor Sargon, that
Hang on,
people...
you say, Kristi, you say his content's dodgy. I don't see any example. What do you mean by his content being dodgy? I've never seen anything like this. What do you mean?
He's always acting like a white person.
He is. He is, absolutely. And of course, it's adults need these kind of events, but not all of the children do, because it really does depend on the child.
Very much so. According to Carl. We're just using his own standards. Yes, yeah, according to him.
And maybe they should have just held the event and the crowd could have just shouted, "Shut up" at him, maybe. That would have been perfectly appropriate. And then shut up. As he stormed off, we could, shout hypocrite at him. And of course, yeah. Carl, we don't care about your moral outrage.
Yes. You can't make compassion compulsory, Carl. We don't have to feel sorry for you.
Exactly. As he swaggers off the stage screaming, "I'm a human being. I'm a human being."
So it says here at the bottom of the screen, a spokesperson for the London Irish Centre told the media outlet in a statement following further clarification on event content which conflicts with the London Irish Centre's charity's objectives and ethos, plus significant concerns raised by the charity. Oh, ding, now I have to scroll down and I'm unprepared. Stakeholders, clients, and the general public, an evening with Sargon has been cancelled by Sliced Events, the operator of London Irish Theatre's venue.
Yes, and there was a really interesting little interaction because the Irish Centre, for those who don't know, there's one in Birmingham, there's loads of them around the country, and they're essentially, well, they're not just for the Irish diaspora, but they're set up predominantly for that kind of thing, and they deal with all. They're essentially, it's an arena, or a very small arena often, and like a bar, and they run sports clubs like Gaelic sports and things, and they're a way of sort of integrating Irish culture into mainstream British culture, and there to advocate on behalf of the Irish diaspora in Britain, and basically show a good face of Irishness within Britain. And Count Dankula mentioned that he's of Irish descent and stuff, and an Irish rights activist in Britain tweeted about this and said, "How can you host these two people that are linked to X, Y, and Z group?" And Dankula seemed to think that him saying he was of Irish descent meant something, which I have to say, that seems like identity politics to me, Dank. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you claiming that because you're of Irish descent, therefore you should be able to speak, doesn't mean anything. You literally just did a hangout with Millennial Woes, who has said he wants to reinstitute British rule in Ireland in the past. I don't know if he still believes that, but he said it in the past, and I've not heard him repudiate it. So, yeah, I don't see that you being of Irish descent means you naturally speak for the Irish community, or that the Irish Centre should take you with any level of seriousness.
Things that make you go,
Quite so. Quite
right-wing
so.
people complaining about identity politics while playing
Of
identity
course.
politics.
Well, the ultimate example, of course, is Dave Rubin, who, whenever you accuse him of being something, he'll just say, "Well, I can't be a Nazi. I'm a gay Jew." Oh, for fuck's sake! Like, Dave, that's identity politics, mate. You're literally saying because of my identity, you can't accuse me of X, Y, and Z. Which is a bit silly because, I mean, there is literally actually a no. Bizarrely, and this is genuinely true, I learned this a couple of weeks back, there is a Nazi party in Israel.
Oh, that's a thing I
Yeah.
didn't expect.
Yeah. There's a Nazi party in Israel. And I I don't even know where to begin. It makes your brain melt, doesn't it? But there is. So it's clearly not a matter of because he's Jewish, he can't be a Nazi. No, by the way, I'm not saying that Dave Rubin is a Nazi. He isn't. He's just a fucking shill. He's just a far right shill piece of garbage. But he's not actually a fucking Nazi.
He's kind of willing to help people who have opinions that Nazis share.
Well, yeah, he had Stefan Molyneux on his show talking about race and IQ, and at no point did he go, "Stefan, this is mental. What are you talking about?" He just let him go. Just
Which is
let
the
him go.
appropriate response.
Well, yeah, it's just, ugh.
And also, this is, we talk about, the free marketplace of ideas. Non-associating is also part of freedom. And this isn't a commercial group. This is a charity. And so who they platform has to reflect the charity's,
Yeah.
core character. And when you have Carl using racial slurs all over YouTube and then laughing about it as well, that's yeah, you can see why when they realized what was the content was, they went, no.
Well, actually, yeah, there's that.
Are you having dinner
Um,
while we are on air? Or is this
no,
just
I've
snacks?
got two little chocolate things that I picked up. Right, bizarre. I went to pick up my nephew from his nursery today, right, to take him back to his mum's because I drive and she doesn't. And they were giving out these little chocolate sweets, and he didn't want his, which is bizarre because he loves chocolate. So I got these little two chocolate things, and they were near me as I set up my camera. So I thought I'll have them during the stream, and yeah, they're very nice. Anyway, that's my little present for being a good uncle. There, so there, that's the end of that. What the fuck was I saying?
We were
Totally
laughing
forgot.
about Carl. Really, that's what we were
Oh
doing.
yeah, I was going to make a point about the white N words thing. The Irish, during World War One and World War Two, were used often as cannon fodder, right? And one of the terms that became popular amongst the Irish ranks was that they were being treated like white N words. That was actually a phrase that was used.
All right, I
So,
don't remember hearing that in America being used. Really, it's not a phrase I was familiar with. So the context of this is actually
but
interesting.
Carl, I don't think Carl was necessarily aware of that because
Of
he's
course,
not aware of much. But the Irish Centre almost definitely will have heard of that phrase. And everyone involved in the Irish Centre will have heard of that phrase in connection to the Irish being slaughtered. And so the fact that he's used that phrase particularly, if they were aware of him using that phrase, which I have no idea how deeply they looked into him, but if they did, that instantly would have been like a, ooh, big red flag. Big
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is about full disclosure and due diligence and public reaction and the marketplace reacting to content, not just consuming it.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. I can understand perfectly well that when, Sargon and his people contact an organisation and say, "Can we rent your room for the evening?" They just go, "Yeah," because they're happy to have the room rented, right?
Right.
But the unfortunate repercussion for that is eventually they do look into you as the date gets closer,
Or as
and
people
so
complain.
no, exactly, yeah, absolutely, and they did in very significant numbers from the Irish community, which that centre is there to serve. Well, not quite. I mean, like you say, it's a charity. It's not necessarily like a political body overtly or something. Yeah, so we're going to have this kind of thing a lot of the time because they'll accept the booking, then people will complain, and they'll look into him and go, "Yeah, we don't want to associate with this piece of garbage." So this is going to continue to happen because occasionally he'll get one of these events that will actually happen, but very rarely, I imagine, because who wants that PR?
I mean, this is at least the second or third time I've heard this happening to him when he goes to a venue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's happened many times. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is that enough Sargon Schadenfreude?
Well, I've got some more Sargon
Ooh,
Schadenfreude if you
ooh,
want.
ooh, do go on. When you finished your cake, they sound like, like cookies as big as my fist.
You must have tiny fists. You must have Trumpian fists. Um,
All right, more
yeah. Anyway, so
Sargon.
I'll screen share, right? So if you want to lock and load, so to speak, on my screen,
Will do.
can we all see that?
No, they can.
Can we all see that?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Right. So I made a little joke to Count Dankula, right? Dankula had said something like, he was in London. Why do you make me come here, right? Literally meaning, why do you make me go to this place? I purposely misunderstood this. As viewers, regular viewers of the show will know, I made a silly little sexual joke out of nothing. And I said, you came in London, so you're not doing No Fap November then? Literally misunderstanding the word came, right? Just a silly little joke.
That's
Huh?
very nice, very witty.
Yeah, and me and Count had a little back and forth. It was very pleasant. It was like a centrist wet dream, ironically. And so Sargon decided to play the prick about it for no fucking reason. He said, "Some men find sexual gratification with other willing adults, Kev." Smug chuckles.
He was jealous that you were having fun with Count and not with him. It's jealousy.
Yeah.
We've got to his core problem with you. He's jealous of all the attention you give other people. He wants you all for himself.
He does, but there's so much Kev to go around. Form an orderly queue. Come on now. And so we had a little back and forth, and I thought it was quite funny. So I thought I'd share it with everyone. Right? I said, "Are you counting when you pay for it at massage parlors, Carl?" To which Carl tried to play the silly one. Sex worker shaming is not very intersectional, Kevin. To which I said, "I'm not shaming them. I'm shaming you. You're a married man. What the fuck are you doing?" Right? He then said, "Nothing, Kev. You're parroting as usual, so I'm mocking the fact that you hate sex workers like the swerve that you clearly are." Which isn't true, right? Not true.
He's so lame in his tactics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said, "It's not a lie. I've seen the video. We've all seen the video. You lying." And then a word that people don't like, but there we go. And he said, "Dumbass, you are aware that there are reasons to go to get a massage that don't involve prostitution, aren't you?" To which I then said, "So you had some muscle tension then, mainly around the groin region, I imagine."
Why does
Carl
he
did
keep
not respond. Carl did not respond to that. Carl left it there.
He should have.
Yeah, I think I won that one. I think I won that one.
Definitely.
And just in case anyone's wondering, right? If he was actually going to a massage parlor for legitimate, massage therapy, why would he have to continually Google that? Like, once you've set up the appointment, you know where it is. You just go to the thing, and you have your regular, like, say he's got neck problems or something, right? You know where the place is. Why would you have to continually Google it to the point where it's the second most Googled thing on your fucking search bar? And secondly, why would you type in massage parlors and not massage therapy or muscular therapy or something? Carl, you're a liar. You're going to knocking shops, mate. You're going to sex workers because I don't know, because that's you want to cheat on your wife or something. Don't lie about it. Just don't.
Well, for me, what's more entertaining? Well, I'm more entertained by the banter and the fact that he always goes for the same hit where he tries to accuse you of something that you obviously aren't in order to bait you into being defensive, and then he can press you on it. And you just sort of like knock his attempts to attack you to the side, and just like slap him on the face in a tweet.
Exactly. Don't get into his paradigm. Don't buy into his premise, and then he's got nothing. He's got nothing because basically all of his banter, all of his points, all of his rhetoric is aimed at blue-haired people on Tumblr who aren't very particularly confident in social situations and aren't necessarily the most verbally or linguistically skilled. And so he's got these really simple little tricks, which when it comes to even someone of moderate ability like myself, he's got nothing. You realise he's running on fucking fumes. There's nothing there. Once you get past all of that shit, he's the ultimate paper tiger. and you can mock him relentlessly. It's brilliant. And the thing is, he started that. There was no need to respond at all,
No,
but you
it
did.
had nothing to do with him. He
No,
inserted himself into that conversation.
because me and Dankula had a nice little moment, and so he decided, no, he's stealing my Dankula. No, and yeah, so that was a bit of fun for
Yeah, so
everyone there.
that banter, because also, like I've been watching recently, there's the sort of rap battle that's been going on
I knew
between
you were going rap. I knew it. Wow.
between Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas, and so like you guys going back and forth, and him trying to hit you, and you just like smacking him, and him trying again. He just takes so many L's. Like I just
Yeah,
feel like we should get, in Britain, when you're a learner driver, you get a white sticker with a red L on it, and you put it on the like back bumper of your car. We should just get him a T-shirt of that. Because he's just going
yeah.
to take the L. He always takes the L.
But he
You
really he wants to take my D. That's the situation we're talking about here. And Carl, it's not happening, mate. It's not. You're not my type. I mean, you are fucking awful. So even if you were beautiful, I wouldn't go near you. But it's just you're not my style, mate.
Yeah, I mean, even if you, when you make Kevin laugh, he's laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the. Oh God, I can't believe he walked away from that debate last week where everyone knew we were just shitting on him. I was like, oh, that was a shame, but you can come on my show again, Kev. Oh, fuck's sake. It's pathetic. I reckon I could get him to lick the fucking fluff from between my toes if I tried hard enough. I reckon he would.
Just offer, and he'll say no a couple times, but he won't like really say no. He'll just sort of like
Well,
playfully bat things away while he's laughing. No,
if
no,
I
no.
ever steal V away from him, he might actually like
That's
explode. He might actually just internally combust.
oh, there's an op for you. Yeah.
Although funny, a nice little bit of V banter. Someone did a screenshot. Actually, I'll pull this up as well from my Twitter. Someone did a screenshot based on a video I did about V. Like I did a silly little thing because he tried to clap back at me, and it was embarrassing.
Your reaction to mutton chops was pretty hilarious.
Mutton chops.
It
He
was
called me mutton chops as if that's the best burn. That's what he signed off with. That was his mic drop. Was mutton chops. Fucking hell. So
which, like, if you
yeah.
had mutton chops, maybe it would have landed a bit harder. But of course, your reaction to him calling you mutton chops was better than him calling you mutton chops. Like, you have to watch the reaction video. You can't just, otherwise it's just not as good.
Yeah. Hang on a second. I'll screen share this as well. And so someone did a little Photoshop based on a joke that I did about young Mr. V Monroe. Which can you see that there? As someone did a little screenshot of Sargon as go away, Roddy Cats. God damn you. Someone did a screenshot there of Sargon of a Cad, little mama kangaroo with little Joey V in his little pouch. In mama kangaroo Sargon's pouch. There you go.
That's actually really sweet. What happened to the rest of V's head, though? He seems to be missing half his head.
No, well, it's underneath Mama Sargon's arm. So they've actually photoshopped it properly, so it's behind the arm. There we go. Yeah. So there you go. Again, bit of silliness, but yeah, that's that.
And there you have it.
Anyway, what did we do? We had other things to talk about, didn't we? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about Gavin McInnes.
What's happening with the Mac? The return of the Mac. What's happening?
You know this, right? That he
of course I do, but we're doing a show, so I'm pretending like Kristi. Tell me all about this fantastical news story.
No, you tell me about it because this is your wheelhouse. This is going to be like something you're going to feature on Let Them Eat Keck, right?
Yes, undoubtedly. Gavin McInnes.
Like expert speak here. I'm just going to sit back and listen to your take on this.
Didn't you have like an article or something?
I did have one to share, but you want me to bring it up?
You can do if you want as I talk. Right. Gavin McInnes, for those who don't know, is technically British first, but then moved to Canada, much like Stefan Molyneux, I suppose. But Stefan Molyneux was born in Ireland. Anyway, he's a right-wing piece of shit, and he started the Proud Boys organisation. And was it yesterday or the day before? He came out and has now said he's no longer the leader of the Proud Boys. And there's nothing to do with him. It's fine. It's all right. He's tried to distance himself from it, presumably to spend more time shoving dildos up his arse live on camera to own the libs. a thing that actually happened. That's not a joke on my part. He actually did that. Um, yeah,
Okay.
because they
There's
become
gotta be
far
video
too.
of that somewhere, right? Probably on Twitter?
Yes, yes, there is. Watch at your discretion.
Okay.
It's yeah, rather unpleasant. Anyway, well, I suppose unless you're attracted to Gavin McInnes fucking his own ass with a dildo, in which case, fucking have at you.
They probably
Um,
have a whole, like, backup copy system of that then, I'd
oh
imagine.
yeah, I've seen the video. It's and it's one of the things that makes you think I've spent too much time on the internet because it didn't phase me. I just thought, oh, that's just a normal thing, just a grown man shoving a dildo up his ass on camera to thousands of people watching live on the internet and doing it to show that the libs get owned or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I went out and found the, TJ videos because I didn't believe it, but then I had to see and I saw it with my own
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, banana
So,
up the arse.
now you can't there are
Um,
some things you can't unsee.
and and especially boiling hot, was it
O
wax
oil?
or oil
Oil, I
onto his
thought.
balls? Oh, you fucking mental case! What are you doing?
He
Oh.
reacted much like Andy Worski when he burned his nipple live on air. Kind of
Yeah, because
similar
putting
reaction.
burning hot, fluids and or flames to naked parts of your body is going to burn. That's just, I mean, you should learn that when you're about 5, really.
Yeah,
By
3.
the age of 5, well, yeah, by the age of 5, even if you're,
Yeah.
one of the later adopters of such things, you should work that out already. Don't put hot things on you or yourself
Generally.
on hot things. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's going to hurt anyway.
It's
So
one of the
yeah, and
primary life rules, it's we've subconsciously assumed that now. I think most of us.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
back to
Back
Gavin
to this.
McInnes and his non-anal, well, his non-technically anal things. Um, yeah, the Proud Boys have become very, very violent and increasingly right wing. They started off very right wing, and I just want to point out that Carl spoke at one of their events in Boston last year.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise,
Oh,
surprise.
wow. Okay. Oh, sorry, but McGinnis is up, so we won't forget him. Can you say a little bit more? Is there any video of that? Any commentary? What
There
was
is there is video of that. He spoke there on I I want to say it was an Independence Day thing, but I'm not sure it was. But it was last year. He spoke in Boston, which to my eternal chagrin, because I love that city. Yeah, he spoke there at one of their gatherings, and basically said, "Oh, America, don't become like Europe. It's all Muslim now," sort of thing, and got lots of applause from a group of people who, if they disappeared tomorrow, nothing of value would be lost. Not that I'm saying anything should happen to them. I'm not. It's not a call to anything. Just saying if they got beamed off the planet, Star Trek style, Earth would be better.
well,
Anyway,
just to point out that the FBI has recently classified them as an extremist organization, and
and
Carl spoke there. So does that make Carl the extremist?
he's well.
He called
He
me
may,
an SJW extremist. All I did was send a tweet. He spoke to a group that's been called an extremist organization by the FBI.
yes. He clearly he's something of a radicalizer, is he not? He's an emboldener of extremists. Because of course, this week we had the well, it happened a while ago, but this week it was found out that the Chatelet Strangler. Should we segue into that story as well?
Yeah, I don't
The
have any
Chatelet.
news on that, but I
No,
will
that's
stay
that's
there.
that's fine. A guy called Ramos was his surname, and I've totally forgotten his first name. Anyway, Mister Ramos. Actually, technically, he wasn't Mister. He was still Master Ramos at the time. Um, was a very disturbed young man, clearly, who had an argument with his mother over school grades and strangled her to death and attempted to dispose of her body by burying it underneath a fire pit
I think
in the
he's
local area.
15.
Yes, yes. Yes, so a child. And I mean, that story would be horrific enough in of itself, of course. But it was found that young Mr. Ramos on his YouTube channel had a list of favorited videos. That video series being This Week in Stupid by Carl Benjamin.
Yeah, actually, somebody tweeted a bunch of videos that were on his favorite list, and a bunch of them were deleted, but 2 that were left were bearing videos.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
big fan of all those kind of shit heels. Yeah, and was a big fan of Kekistan. He was a big Kekistani chap.
Yeah, I've heard him called the
Including,
Kekistan killer.
Yes, yeah.
as
Well,
well.
that's what the Shadowlay Strangler. Yeah, it's
Mm.
they all work. There are plenty of puns in there, absolutely, or pieces of alliteration, whatever, or assonance. I forget which way around that goes. Anyway, yeah, he was a big fan of all that, and was actually in a video by Jeff Holiday, wasn't he? There was a
Yeah, he
he
appeared.
called what is Kekistan, which Jeff Holiday made, which the coward has subsequently put on private. What a surprise! Don't want to own up to your own shit, there, do you? In which there was a series of people saying, "I am Kekistan," right, and it was like a kind of call to arms, unifying the Kekistani people, blah blah blah. And there were various people, one of whom was young young Master Ramos, who was appeared in that video, pretending to smoke a pipe as well, which was a bizarre little extra. So yeah, and so I had a little bit of fun at people's expense. Um, I just tweeted out a very simple thing: have any more Kekistanis strangled their parents today? Like the day after, right? To which there was a meltdown from the skeptics. I mean, they really lost their shit. The It never ceases to amaze me how thin their skin is and how badly they react to everything. Literally every, because that's a mild little jibe. I'm literally just poking a little bit of fun at what is a really shit little meme of Kyrgyzstan. It was always shit, and the fact that people are still doing it now, like Carl still wears free Kyrgyzstan shirts. What the you fucking loser? So I poked a bit of fun at that, and Dankula went mental.
Also, can we
Dankula
point
lost
out
his.
that these guys still bring up the feminist murder, as well, in
Yes,
joking
yes,
about this?
yes, I do, and that actually leads into the other piece of drama, which I was going to tell you about. I won't show you the thread for that because it's much more intense and lengthy. That's what she said. But yeah,
Nice
Dankula
one.
Thank you. Yes, Dankula went a bit mental at my little tweet. To which Karen Strahan replied. Now, Karen Strahan, people remember, may remember, is one of the Honey Badgers. Posts on YouTube under Girl Rights What, and has spoken at many MRA conferences. And she went a bit mental, and she brought up the feminist murder thing, which is pretty distasteful. Seems though I didn't actually blame anyone for anything. I just had a little joke, and she was like, "Well, you're a feminist, therefore you're the murderers." Oh, fuck's sake! So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to bite, but I'm going to bite in rather a vicious manner. So I said, well, maybe if you'd killed 77 people, you would have cried salt tears like you did for Anders Breivik, the white nationalist mass murdering terrorist.
Body
Which is
blow. Body
a thing that actually,
blow.
well, she
Body
brought it on
blow.
herself. She inserted herself into a conversation. If you're going to cry tears for fascist fucking bastards like him, I'm sorry, I'm going to rip into you for that. That's just the way it goes. To which, again, she didn't take it very well. I'll put it like that. She,
Right.
was someone who, and again, the honey badgers annoy me because they attack women for crying on camera, damseling they call it, damseling for dollars, and yet they do it themselves. They go on about women being hysterical and blah blah blah, all this MRA shit, and yet they actually do that. Like the way she reacted, she sent me about 30 tweets over the course of an hour, maybe, um, talking at length, trying to justify her cry for this. And I brought up the fact that she also had lent a sympathetic ear to the crying Nazi Chris Cantwell as well. And this
Mhm.
was a sort of pattern of behaviour she has, where she's very, very sympathetic towards far right, violent scum. And she just kept responding and I responded to about 6 of these tweets, something like that. And she sent about 30 of them in a row. You could write a fucking book with the amount of shit she sent me. And you just think, wow, if you're this touchy, don't respond. I didn't contact her. She inserted
Mhm.
herself into the conversation without a leg to stand on, and then when I pushed her over because she doesn't have a leg to stand on, she went fucking ballistic. It
I
was
bet that's the kind of response Sargon wanted from us.
yeah. Oh
The
god,
the
yeah,
30 tweets in
absolutely.
an hour going on and on and
Yeah,
on.
but
Yeah.
that's yeah exactly. But these people are idiots. They really, it's like they've never been on the internet before because they just don't seem to understand how these interactions go.
Nope. Well, there well, being on the internet this long, if they haven't figured it out, I don't know, maybe someone needs to explain, sort of break it down, like where they went wrong, like where you tripped up.
But they don't learn. This is the thing,
No.
they never learn. Like, making mistakes is good if you learn from them, but they
Yep.
don't.
No.
And they make the same mistakes next time. And it's funny. Look, it gives me plenty of mirth to just, um, flick these people in the dicks, so to speak.
Also, doesn't Karen Strawn have like better things to do, like help men in, like do political action for funding for domestic violence centers that have, gender neutral housing so it can be
No, no, no,
adapted?
no, no. No, she's too busy scamming people for money for her
Right,
own
right.
ends.
For
Because
her
they
next
literally
trip.
did. Yeah, for a next trip somewhere, obviously, of course, but also for the fact that they've got what they call the Honey Badger Cave, which is a house they own in, I believe, Toronto, Canada, which they paid for. They did a big fundraiser. They raised this money, and you think, well, okay, they bought an actual house. Okay, so they're going to turn that into a homeless shelter or a men's domestic violence shelter or something. No, no, it's just where they do honey badger stuff they could and they had previously been and could still have done from their own houses. But no, it's just a place to do honey badger stuff.
But didn't. Yeah.
So there are exactly as many men homeless in Toronto as there were before that.
All that
Thanks,
work.
guys. You've
Yeah.
been such a help.
Help us
Fucking
build
hell.
a house so we can use it to raise money to do other things for
Yeah,
ourselves.
exactly. You can help. It's a base for our scams. Yeah, absolutely. They really are. They've raised tens and tens of. It must be into the well into the six figures for money, which they piss up at the wall on shit like hiring a disbarred lawyer to fight a useless lawsuit, which they were always going to lose, which they did lose. Yeah.
By the way, everyone, I just want you to know how much better the sound is in this show. I think we've now identified various problems and have sorted them out. So enjoy.
You say various problems. I am the problem.
I was not gonna point a finger, but yeah,
There is one problem, and he's 31 years old.
yeah, he's right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any more fun Twitter dramas that you want to share?
No, that's about it. I think.
All right.
Oh well. Also, I did under the said video about V. Someone left a comment, which I thought was quite funny, which I tweeted at V, saying this is an actual burn. This is what an actual burn looks like. Someone said, and this I don't know if this is going to translate across all boundaries, but Borat is a character, right? A film character, and someone said V looks like one of Borat's wives, which is sort of
And where
true.
was his home country? It was. Do you remember? He
Oh, he
did the
was
anthem for it.
Borat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Kazakhstan.
Oh, right. Okay. And then he made up that crazy or on the spot national anthem that he sang at a
Yeah,
rodeo.
going on about we have the second cleanest prostitutes in the region.
And also, like, we're the best country in the world. And the Americans are like, wait a minute. We're not
Yeah.
going to let somebody sing that national anthem.
Yeah, we have the third largest supply of platinum in the world. So just absurd little like factoids that aren't real. And brilliantly, what I loved about that was it was such a brilliant piece of real life trolling because the Kazakhstan government, this has genuinely happened, right? They bought a full 2 page spread in the Times of London, in which they debunked all of the lies from that film about Kazakhstan. As if they needed to, as if anyone sat down and thought that was the fucking documentary.
Well,
But we know Kazakhstan isn't actually that anti-Semitic or isn't that like horrific. Obviously, it's a comedy character.
right
Fucking
idea,
hell.
wrong country. You have the BBC. They should have published that in American newspapers, like small town newspapers, not the
Yeah,
big New York Times, like
yeah,
the
because
local paper.
there are some Americans who would believe that shit. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Whereas in Britain, we
definitely.
were like, oh well, this is funny. This is amusing. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
They,
of course.
literally, one of them was, "We don't have a race of the Jews," which was a thing from the film where they have they have people with massive like papier mâché Jew heads that race each other and they throw rocks at them. Like, obviously, we know you're not that anti-Semitic. Of course, why would no one? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you putting that in there? That's not a thing. We know that's not a thing.
I don't remember that scene. I think my memory for that movie is mostly all taken up with the wrestling scene
Oh,
and the
that's
rodeo scene.
amazing.
And
That's
maybe when he's back
amazing.
home, but yeah, the wrestling scene, that's pretty much most of what I remember from that movie.
Oh, and he's so committed to the bit because that bloke's, I mean, he's a large lad. And he rests his bits and his arse on Sacha Baron Cohen's face. And I saw an interview afterwards. That was at Sacha Baron Cohen's request. Like, he said, just go for it. I don't give a fuck. Just flop on me, wrestle me properly. This has got to be fucking real. And they down in the escalator into the fucking conference room. It's brilliant. Oh God, it's the most horrific and funny thing ever. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's commitment. That
yeah.
is true
And
artistic
it's one of
commitment.
those things that once it's been seen cannot be unseen.
Exactly. And that's why mostly what I remember of that movie is that scene and the rodeo scene. And maybe when he's back in Kazakhstan doing the documentary in like
Yeah,
near a farmhouse or whatever. But that's pretty much it. But yeah.
yeah. Well, there you go.
You may have seen it a few
Little,
more times than I have. Or maybe your
little
memory
fun
is
bit for
just wasn't as overwhelmed.
Yeah, again, like I say, that if Gavin McInnes shoving a dildo up his arse on camera, if that's not going to phase you, eh, bit of naked wrestling doesn't hurt,
Right.
and
Well, this
you
at
can quote
least
me on that. You can put that on the poster. Yeah,
I'm sure your reactions to both were different. You know, like one was, like you said, it was awful but also funny, and the other one was probably just like, why?
yeah. One
Why?
one was confusing and grotesque, and the other one was funny. Yeah,
Yeah. Again, I just don't know why people record stuff if they don't want the chance of it going out. Because if you don't record it, then it can't go out. So
but I don't know. I mean, because he's known for being a druggie, so I don't know what drugs you would have to be on to think that was a good broadcasting idea. Like, if you're into that, look, I'm not shaming anyone who's
wait,
got a
where did
kink.
he do this exactly?
This was on his show.
Wait, so okay, I'd not heard about the dildo ass thing until today. I thought it was like some private video that got
No,
circulated,
no, no, no,
assuming.
no, no.
No.
No,
Okay, tell me the whole
this was not a
story.
sex
The
tape.
whole
This was not a
story.
sex tape. This was on his show in the studio. He, right. There's a desk, right, which he performs at or whatever. Like, it's a kind of pseudo news show or whatever. And he gets up, walks to the side of the table, drops his trousers and underpants, pulls out
Okay.
a not inconsiderably sized
Sex toy?
pseudo male phallus,
Okay.
inserts it into himself. You can't actually see it go in, but I don't know where else it could have gone. There's no space there that it could have gone into other than the space it did go into. But you don't actually see. You don't see a winking eye at any point,
Did
thankfully.
well, from which end? Did he lube up? You kind of missed a step there, I think.
I don't know if it was pre-lubed or if he went in raw, but he did. I didn't seem to manually apply anything to himself.
Maybe it's got a special
Let's just put it that
silicone
way.
smoothness to
And
it.
this was to show. I think this was to show that the Proud Boys weren't homophobes or something, because that was like the thing.
What? What? Wait,
Yeah,
what? What? Wait,
yeah.
wait. My brain was like, okay, I can cope. Okay, I can cope. Okay, I can cope. And then you just threw that left hook at me. And now I'm like, no. System overload. What is this? What do these two things have in common?
Well,
Except I don't
What
want
the
to do
heck?
sort of like warm, fuzzy
Sorry,
ET, the ambulance side of things. I want
some
okay.
sound thing went off, so I'm going to close it.
Yes, you probably do that. Yeah. Thank you for that interruption. From Cologne. Yes. Yeah. He was supposedly, and I mean, they are homophobic. We've seen from various of their people how homophobic they are, including a one fantastic scene where a guy calls someone a faggot and throws a cigarette at them, and the guy absolutely knocks the shit out of the Proud Boy. Good. If you flick cigarettes at people and you get knocked the fuck out, that's called natural justice. Anyway,
by the way, I was watching movie fights earlier, and I must have just touched my phone when I was reaching for something, and it went off, and so you guys were listening to movie fights from Screen Junkies.
well, there you go. Well, I'm glad.
So there you go. My viewing
I'm glad
habits
you closed
revealed live on air.
the extreme porn tab before we start.
Also, a little tip there for Carl: incognito mode, mate.
Yeah. When Kristi goes to fucking Swindon massage parlors, she
Yeah.
uses an incognito tab. So,
Come on, it's just basic, man. You never know who's going to hack you. You don't leave that kind of digital fingerprint.
Exactly. Always do your brothel action in incognito. Good stuff. That's a pro tip for your kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yeah, so the Proud Boys were being accused of being homophobic, right? Which they are. And so to try and prove that they weren't, he shoved a dildo up his arse on his show.
Well, okay, you said those things. I still don't understand them, but I know that
Yeah,
you
you
said
don't
them in a
need to.
in a contextual space.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't need to understand it. It's probably best you don't. I think it speaks well to you as a person that you don't. But yeah, that was the basic gist of it. And clearly he must have been on God knows what kind of psychoactive, you know, pharmaceuticals, let's say. Yeah, because
some
he
sort of
thought that was a
altered
good
state.
idea. Thought that was a good idea, did it, and it's there forever now because the internet does not forget.
All right. Well, okay. Warski burning nipples topped in things I know about the world.
Oh yeah, much so, much so. Yeah, the occasional singed nipple by comparison is small fry, ironically.
I mean, when you're talking about a live performance of, like TJ doesn't even kind of make this because, he did that. I think there was, videos that he
Yeah,
made for himself.
that was yeah. Well, that was on I think it was like one of these internet things where it was like a one-on-one with another person. So it was sort of private between the two of them that got leaked. And like I say, I don't want to kink shame anyone. If you're into dildos up the ass, that's entirely your business. But to do it like on air, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It kind of doesn't make the point he wanted to make. It kind of makes the opposite point. Oh, you're kind of so we've quieted Kevin's mic a little bit, but occasionally we still.
I will get a slot. The problem is I didn't have a small towel to hand, so I've got like a proper big towel, and it was slipping, so I had to readjust. And you heard the squeak.
Right. Okay. So we'll get better and better, guys.
So I will get a slightly smaller towel that won't slip out of my hand.
Get a tea towel.
Yeah.
Get a special with a K on it for Kev. So maybe,
yes.
Maybe Mariana can knit you something.
That sounds like a lot more effort than anyone needs to go to. I've got small towels. It's just I chose a big towel because I didn't think about the practicalities of having to hold a microphone with a towel. I mean, we discussed this off air. Do we think the big YouTubers do their streams this way with a sock over a basic microphone and a towel holding it?
And me always moaning on about your headphones. Where are your headphones? Can you go get your headphones? Put in your headphones. Yeah. But we finally found the magic 3, the triangle. You got it. The sound all taken care of.
Yeah, the holy trifecta of clean audio-ness.
From Kevin, yes.
From me, yeah. I mean, you've got your shit down, but I'm an amateur.
Yeah, we're working you up. You've just leveled up. Congratulations.
Well, good.
All right, so now that I interrupted the flow of the conversation, what time is it anyway? Oh, it's about 10 to.
10 to.
Yeah. I don't know. We haven't talked about anything awful yet, so I don't know if you want to keep going on this track.
Let's talk about some awful shit if you want. Come on.
All right. Well, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just going to be a big downer. So tell me, let's talk about instead something more exciting and more fun, like something you're looking forward to.
The inevitability of death.
I just yesterday learned that Deadpool is coming back into theaters. It's only in the States that I know about, but I'm going to be looking if there's going to be playing in Cologne. It's for only 2 weeks.
I thought we weren't doing awful news. What?
Come on. There's a lot of people who like Marvel. Just don't shame me for being a nerd. But what they're going to do is they've taken Deadpool 2, which was R-rated, and they've shot some new scenes, and they're retelling the story as a take on The Princess Bride. So they actually got Fred Thompson back. You know The Princess Bride, right?
I'm aware of it, yes.
Oh, but you don't love it.
No.
Kev, you're killing me here. You're killing. I feel
like what you want from
I feel like I just discovered a deep dark secret about us, an incompatibility that we'll never be able to overcome until you start to love The Princess Bride.
Okay, right, but none of this is sports related, so I can't. You know what I mean? You can't chime with me. I don't understand any of this. If The Princess Bride had much more basketball in it, I'd be on board, but it doesn't.
No, there's a decided lack of basketball in The Princess Bride.
Which, I mean, people said I was crazy when I made that remark, but it's true. You've just agreed, so that's 2 on everyone.
Well, anyway, I'm excited for if it comes out in cinemas here in the Kino, as we call them here in
I am
Germany.
only joking, by the way. Deadpool was fine and Princess Bride was fine.
Okay, good. So I can't tell when you're joking. You're too British for me. But anyway, so yeah, they're retelling the story as the Princess Bride. And they've got back, I think his name is Fred Thompson. I might be wrong about that. I know that's the name of a U.S. senator, so it's probably wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say the former GOP senator. No,
Yeah, Fred. Oh, no, who's, I'm going to check the chat. They'll know. Come on, you
no,
guys.
you're thinking of Orrin Hatch.
He
That was
was
the guy.
the kid in, oh, yeah, he was it not the Wonder Years? He was in some kind of TV show. Anyway, he's the kid in the movie. They brought him back. They're doing it, some new scenes and retelling it and toning down the violence, and they're taking out all of the swear words. So they said,
That
like
sounds
the
fucking
movie
tedious.
that gives no Fs.
Oh,
Fred
God.
Savage,
That's-
thank you, Louis K. Fred Savage, thank you. My brain is too geared to political science.
Yeah, well, so not for a Thompson then, because that would
Not
have been
at
a
all.
bold move on the casting. That would have been a bold casting choice
dead.
from them. Yeah, yeah, he's not got a speaking part.
Maybe they would
He's,
do
you
like a
know-
hologram of him for like in a special
Well, they did it.
Law and Order
They did it for
episode.
yeah, they did it for Tupac. So absolutely.
They've done it, yeah. It's yeah. So anyway, that's what about something you're looking forward to coming up soon?
Well, you gave me some exciting news last night, didn't you, about the possible guest for a
Oh.
future episode of this show?
That's true. I did do that. Yeah, I've been talking to Destiny, and I was on his show once, and he got a really positive reaction from his audience just because it was such a change. Although there were some people complaining, this is just a left-wing hug box. But we left it saying, yeah, we really enjoyed it and had a nice chat and said we should do it again. But then life. So after the election,
Yeah, and when she says
slowing down.
Destiny, it's not a small person called Des. That's not what she means. She means the YouTuber called Destiny. So,
Yes. I'm not meeting like with fate. No. Yeah.
No.
So Destiny from the Twitch channel and on the YouTube channel too. I think he still has. Yeah, and so I got in touch with him, and he said he has some time, and I actually haven't replied back to him yet because I got really busy at work. But I'm gonna propose he come on a happy hour.
Kristi's so busy because she's the Führer of the fucking political department now.
I did find out I'm not just delivering things on the work package. I'm actually running the work package. Like so, yeah.
Kristi has gotten her hands on the package. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I've got control of the package. The package is secure. And it is. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. But yeah. So that you guys can look forward to that, and it'll probably happen well as soon as possible. So hopefully in the coming week. Not this weekend, definitely, but maybe sometime like Wednesday or whatever next week.
Yes. So watch out for that indeterminate date because it will happen, and yeah.
But you can find out when it's happening by going to our Facebook group and becoming a member. Basically, everyone gets accepted, and we've got lots of mods. So if people try to troll.
Apart from Carl. Carl, you can't join.
No. Oh, can you actually? We should let him in just so people can thump on him for a while.
Yeah, yes, well, I suppose. But I mean, I blocked him. I blocked him twice now. I had to unblock him to contact him to get him on the because he wanted to come on the show, you know. But yeah, he's a dick. He's a dick on Facebook as much as he's a dick on YouTube. So yeah, people will dunk on him, but he'll just start spamming massive black cocks at everyone or something because that's his entire. Oh, that was imagine that. I mentioned earlier, didn't I, about how shit he is at banter and stuff. His response to the alt-right was to spam interracial gay porn at them. Yeah, genius. I mean,
like he's 12 years old.
It's like Christopher Hitchens never died with that kind of debating tactic. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's him really, showing his rapier wit.
Indeed. He wouldn't even rape you. So
rapier with you, yeah.
So
he couldn't even rapier with you.
He couldn't. No,
not at all.
Although I suppose it depends on the sword. Anyway, yes. Another thing I'm quite intrigued about, or quite excited about, is I can almost nearly stream on my channel again.
When is your ban being lifted?
The 28th. Although it said that last time, and then it took like another week for it to actually. The strike went, but I couldn't stream for like another fucking week afterwards. I was furious.
I recall.
So the 28th would would be, yeah, because we were supposed to be doing a stream, weren't we, that night or
Yep.
something, and it didn't happen. Or we had to do it on your channel anyway. So yeah, so when that happens, even though I suppose technically it runs out probably before we'll do the Destiny stream, that will still be on this channel. But then after that, we will do they'll be on my channel for a bit to try and make up the fact that Kristi has done a lot. Although I've done more than one. If you remember that, we did one on my channel, and then I got a fucking strike.
And then we did
So
a
the
second
first, like,
one, and then you got a strike again.
yes, yeah, which was annoying.
Well, maybe
So,
we
but we've
might
done
even
several
got-
on my channel.
Yeah, we might even had
We've done
3 on
about
your channel.
Yeah. Well, no, we've done more than 3. How dare you? We've done about a dozen. I think we've done about
This
12,
year,
15,
2018, not in 2018.
No, not in 2018. No.
Yeah, in
Actually,
total.
in total. But I mean, how long has it been going then? How long
Well,
have we been doing
we've
this?
been banned for 6 months, and we're in month 10, 11. So I don't know how many times you've been banned. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a pedantic conversation. This is what a pedantic conversation sounds like, Carl.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's been a long ass time.
But anyway, apart from that one episode you could name, what about all these other episodes you claimed that were
Yeah,
there?
what were the other episodes you hosted, Kevin? What were we talking about?
Well, I could prove it to you, but I'm not going to.
Oh, this will never get old.
Never. High five.
Yeah, back at you.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I've got 2 videos in the making that will be coming out shortly. Finally, I've gotten around to restarting up my production of Descent of Manospheres, plural. So the next episode of that should be out reasonably soon, and the next episode of Toxic Masculinity in Pop Music is underway as well. So that should be out.
You want to tell us what song?
Fortnight.
Which song have you picked?
Okay, well, okay, I might as well.
It'll be in the title.
It's a relatively obvious one. It's a relatively obvious one considering the subject matter. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke, not Terrell Owens, Pharrell Williams, and T.I.
Yep. So going
Yeah.
for the big names first.
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman was my opening one, and that's not a particularly.
Well, I
like,
guess
it's a famous
classic.
song, but it's old as shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, you done one pop, one sort of R&B. I don't know what. When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman.
Well, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman is sort of disco pop, and this one's more sort of R&B pop or whatever. Yeah. And it's awful. I mean, it really is. You look into the lyrics, and it's not just an awfully rapey piece of shit. It's just really poorly written as well. What rhymes with hug me? Fuck off. Just oh god, furious.
The state of music today.
Indeed.
The absolute state of
well,
it.
Oh god, I had such an old man moment the other day. The couple of doors down, the people that own Nebby Cats, for those who follow my stupid shite on social media, who was a pregnant cat in my local area. Anyway, they live a couple of doors down from me, and they've got some, like, I say it's a single mother with like 3 kids, and they one of them's about 15 or 16, and she was blaring some music out of her window, and I don't know what the fuck it was. I genuinely don't know even what genre. It was sort of jungle mixed with electro or something. I don't know. And I walked past and I thought, this is just fucking noise. This isn't music. And I thought, oh, you fucking disgusting old bastard. Fuck's sake, Kev, you're 31. You're not fucking 70. I can't understand that music of these young'uns today.
But being
so old.
Being English automatically ages you by 20 years in terms of your cynicism.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
So you're actually in your 50s.
Yeah, you pop out in the hospital and you think, I'm bored already. This is terrible.
Is this the NHS? I thought it would be, I don't know, brighter or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what is this umbilical cord happening here? This is just cut it away. Oh, brilliant. Thanks. Jesus.
I was using that.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, that was keeping me alive. That was sustenance. What do you mean I have to eat with my face? I'm not a fucking animal. That's a weird little piece of nonsense there. So we've done pedantic conversations and surrealist bollocks.
And it's the top of the hour exactly.
Top of the morning.
Oh, an Irish accent even.
Yeah. A call back to the original story with the Irish Centre.
Yes,
So
the Irish Centre.
there you go. Wrapped it up like a fucking pro.
Yes, with a bow and everything. Well, thank you then, Kevin, for being my co-host on this really wandering but really fun and happily not serious chat.
Yeah,
Happy
we
hour.
got through it without talking about Brexit or Trump. Brilliant. Good.
Maybe
Because
next time.
fuck both of those things.
Well, if we have Destiny on next time, who knows what we'll talk about? But yeah, it should be a fun show.
Something weird. He's a bit weird.
Yeah, and we could go.
Nice
We
guy, but
probably need
weird.
an after bar. Yeah, I guess when I chatted with him, we really got on. So that was my experience.
Ooh, we really got on with the celebrity, did we? God.
Oh, is he any celebrity? I just hear his name bandied about, but he's banned on Twitter, so I don't really know these things.
Yeah, well, everyone's banned on Twitter, aren't they?
Yeah, if you're cool, you're banned on Twitter. Oh no, wait, no, lots of shitty people are banned. Cool people.
Well, lots of
aren't.
shit people are banned, but then you get really lame people like Carl who signed up for their 30th account in the last 12 months or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not needy. So thirsty for attention.
Oh, and I forgot to even mention, yeah, with his banning and stuff, he's been trying to get other people deplatformed. So, live
yeah.
by the sword, die by the sword.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, we don't care about his moral outrage.
Yeah, he was trying to get me, not necessarily deplatformed, but like smear my name with a group called Hope Not Hate.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that quickly before we wrap up?
Yeah, it basically, I talked to people he didn't like, even though he's talked to all of them and, used all sorts of racial epithets and agreed with them on hideous racial matters and things. But because I talked to them, he contacted Hope Not Hate and was like, oh, do you know this racist, evil, anti-Semite, blah, blah, blah. He's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got no moral core. He'll just be whatever is convenient, whatever will get him what he wants in the moment, not even in the long term, just instant gratification.
Well, that's UKIP to a T.
And on that second ending of the show, thanks to you guys in the chat. It looks like you guys have been having fun. I know I had a good chat here with Kevin. Go to his channel, check him out. I've been Kristi. Everybody's been awesome.
No,
and Kevin has been delightful.
Thank you.
And goodbye from me. Goodbye from Kevin. Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Yay, we did the bit.
We did the bit. Bye.